70 years ago, Disneyland opened its gates for the very first time. I showed up on the 70th hoping to catch some magic. But the day didn't start the way I expected. Outside the gates, a sea people gathered, confetti and streamers filled the air, and the cast members were ready to welcome us all. I was chasing 3 big moments, but sometimes the best memories come from the moments you don't plan.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Andrew. This is Drew's Dailies. It's Disneyland's true 70th birthday. I'm here because I want to do a few things. One being I want to get to see the new Walt animatronic for Walt Disney It's a Magical Life over at the Opera House. And the thing about that, there's only 2 ways you can get into that. And that's with the virtual queue. So one open at 7 a.m., one at 12. I tried to do the one at 7 a.m. My finger was not fast enough because I was parking right as 7 a.m. came around. The next time I have to try is 12. And the only way you can see the show today is virtual queue. You need virtual queue to see that. So I got to try again at 12. The second thing is I want to go in It's a Small World and see the new verse added by Richard Sherman. And then third, I want to see in the Main Street Cinema a new verse, which is talking about that last verse that was just recently added to It's a Small World this morning. So a lot of things going on, and basically anything on top of that's extra. So let's start with It's a Small World, shall we? So I just got off It's a Small World, and like you heard the new verse, I think it puts things in perspective. Most people, when you hear this song, it's like, you know, the tempo you have it at, it's pretty quick and it keeps the interest, but when you slow it down and you play it, like Robert Sherman says, it's like a prayer. It's a wish for the world to come to understanding and for peace. And any other theme park attraction with literally a direct message like that is something sorely needed in the world today. Yes, it goes out to entertain and things like that, but ain't that wonderful? So I think I want to head back over to Main Street, see what other things are there. There's a lot of people, like literally right behind me crossing through. So let's just go with the flow. Again, it's going to be a lot today, but I'm glad you're here with me to do it.
Walt once said, you can dream, create, design, and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it requires people to make the dream a reality. And sometimes you meet someone who is that dream in motion.
Walt Disney himself used to drive this very vehicle from time to time. He'd use this to get around and check out the park. In fact, his last official photograph that he had taken here at Disneyland was on this fire truck. Wow. He sat in the driver's seat, thinking next to him in front of the castle, November of '66. You may ring the bell back there if you want. Let me do it.
Act like a celebrity.
Okay. Elbow, wrist.
Act like you're important, Sky.
Wave to the nice people.
Yes.
Paid to be here today.
Yes.
Oh my God, can you believe who's on our car? Wow.
I am as much shocked as you are, considering my mind's drawing blank. That's how shocked I am.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to it. It usually hits me the last minute.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like that's who it was.
Just like the Cubs. Good morning. Hello, conveniently placed line of people. Good morning. You got this. You'll get it. Yes. Oh look, more Dapper Gangs than usual. Fantastic.
They had a whole, they had a whole,
Yeah!
they had a whole family of them.
I didn't expect a fire truck ride to be one of the most meaningful moments of the day, but then I met Steve. He's been driving this thing since the 70s, waving to guests, sharing stories, and somehow making Main Street feel even more alive. The magic isn't always in the big rides or the fireworks. Sometimes it's just a quiet moment with someone who's been part of the dream for decades. With a little time before the next big moment, I ducked into the Main Street Cinema mostly to rest my feet, but I'm glad I did. They're playing a new short that celebrates the Sherman brothers, and after hearing Richard Sherman's final verse earlier, this felt like the perfect place to reflect.
Well, it sounds pretty good. In fact, that's just the right spirit. Our songwriters, Dick and Bob Sherman of the Walt Disney Studio.
Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all.
After the short, I stepped out back onto Main Street, as if the park knew what I needed. I heard the Straw Hatters playing You've Got a Friend in Me. A little reminder that even after the heavy moments, Disneyland always finds a way to lift you back up.
Oh my goodness, it has been a crazy morning so far. We just saw a new verse over at the Main Street Cinema, and you can take a peek at that online. I'll add the link so you can see it. I think it's nice to see a shared experience. You see people taking it in and just reflecting on that. I think the last verse that he wrote, and just the legacy that the Sherman Brothers has left in television, movies, theme parks, just entertainment in general. And then riding down Main Street on one of Walt's favorites, the fire engine, you know, that built by Bob Gurr, which you might see a pop of him today since, you know, it's the 17th. The energy out here is just amazing. It's just like, there's a buzz. Like, Main Street is so full behind me. The vehicles are having a hard time coming through. There's a lot of entertainment. And if there's one thing you need to know, if you know it's going to be a really busy day at the parks besides it being Disneyland's birthday, is the amount of entertainment that's out on the streets. So if there just happens to be live music playing with you and just everywhere you go, just a whole bunch of entertainment, just know you're in for a busy day. And if you can, maybe take it easy, because there's a lot going on. As of recording, I was like 9:27. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to put in my stomach. But let's just see where the wind takes us. So we finished It's a Small World. We checked out It's a New Verse. We got the ticket for that. And then hopefully around 12, fingers crossed.
After the rush of the morning, we took a beat. Lunch wasn't just a meal, it was a reset. A chance to breathe, laugh, and remind ourselves why we're really here. I headed back to Town Square to get ready, phone in hand, counting down to the drop. And somehow, I got in. A spot in the second queue. Proof that sometimes Disney magic just runs fashionably late. Before jumping into the rest of the day, I stopped by the firehouse. A quiet moment of reflection. Just me, that lantern in the window, and everything this place has meant over the years. They've even added a new plaque, finally sharing with guests the story of Walt's apartment above. A subtle reminder that his spirit still lingers here. Then it was time to rejoin the celebration. I found a spot along the parade route with some special birthday surprises in store. After the parade came to a stop, I heard a familiar voice ringing out over Main Street. It was Walt from opening day.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here you may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
That crackly recording has played thousands of times, but hearing it on the 70th anniversary, that hits different. And then, almost like it was meant to be, our group got the call. It was time. I stepped into the Opera House to see Walt Disney: A Magical Life, a tribute to the man, the myth, the legacy. I didn't know what to expect from Walt Disney: A Magical Life. I just thought I'd admire the animatronic, clap, smile, and move on. But it surprised me. There was something quiet, sincere about it.
More Academy Awards than any individual in history, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom for a lifetime of inspiring others. He created dreams that live on today for millions around the world. But with all of that, when asked to name his greatest reward, Walt's reply was surprisingly humble.
Well, my greatest reward, I think, is that I've been able to build this wonderful organization, and also to have the public appreciate and accept what I've done all these years. That is a great reward. But all individuals are different. I had a brother who I really envied because he was a mailman, but he was the one that had all the fun. He had himself a trailer, and he used to go off and go fishing, and he didn't worry about payrolls, heard stories, had picture grocers or anything, and he was the happy one. I always said he's the smart Disney. You know, I was stumped one day when the little boy asked, "Do you draw Mickey Mouse?" And I had to admit I do not draw anymore. Well, then you think of all the jokes and ideas. No, I said, I don't do that. Finally, he looked at me and said, "Mr. Disney, just what do you do?" Well, I said, sometimes I think of myself as a little bee. I go from one area of the studio to another and gather pollen and sort of stimulate everybody. I guess that's the job I do. You know, there's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into realities, but there's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting. We're interested in doing things that are fun, in bringing pleasure and especially laughter to people. But I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. It was all started by a mouse.
Hearing Walt's words, seeing him standing there again, not as a statue or a quote on a wall, but as a person, a dreamer, reminded me why this place still means so much. It wasn't just the tech showcase, it was a love letter to the man, to the dream, to the idea that imagination, when shared, can outlive us. And in that moment, it felt like Walt came home. I didn't come here expecting a perfect day. I missed the first virtual queue. I had no guarantee I'd see the show, but somehow, the missed moments led to the meaningful ones. I heard Richard Sherman's final verse sail across the water. I rode with a Main Street legend. I cheered with strangers. And I watched Walt himself remind us all why this place matters. This park didn't start perfect. It started messy, bold, uncertain. And now 70 years later, it's still growing. Walt didn't just build a theme park. He built a place where imperfect ideas could evolve into something unforgettable. Maybe that's the lesson I needed. That beautiful things rarely arrived fully formed. They're shaped over time, through hard work, a little faith, and a whole lot of heart. So to the man who started it all, to the dream that's still unfolding, this one's for you, Walt.
Park means a lot to me in that something will never be finished